All right, you guys can hear me. Well, first of all, appreciate everyone being on, and happy New Year and happy holidays to everybody. And with before I start, I'd just like to mention that our game lost a legend and an icon in John Madden. That growing up as a youngster, and when he was coaching for the Raiders, when I really first started following football, I remember the '76 playoff game with the Patriots came down on the wire when he won his Super Bowl, and just a Hall of Fame football coach, an ambassador of the game when he became probably the best announcer in terms of any sport, and then obviously a Hall of Fame person. But our prayers go out to Raider Nation and the Raider family, and obviously his family. Navigating through a tough week. We're going to get ready to play a heck of a New England team up in a hostile environment. And our guys have been staying with it, staying the course. And whoever's ready to play, we're going to go up there and battle and get a victory up there and do everything we can to do it. So, I mean, when you're asking who's playing, who's out, we're navigating through everything. It's uncharted times. We went through it last year, and we're just going to battle. But they're a heck of a team. We got our hands full. Mac Jones playing at a high level. They're wide receivers. They got a great core group of wide receivers. Number 16, Jacoby Myers does a great job, not only catching the ball, but throwing the ball. Their backs do a great job. They can run the football. They're balanced. We got our hands full. In relation to last game, the result wasn't what we wanted. Gave up way too many rushing yards. Started with the quarterback scrambles, uncalled for. I mean, we got to do a better job making sure we're gap sound, have gap integrity, tackle better. And we had been doing a great job at that. And we got exposed a little bit, obviously, in the game versus the Jets. We did battle, had an opportunity to win the game at the end. We made some really good stops in the red zone. So the guys still played their tails off, and we're looking to finish this thing strong. We're going to find out, who really wants to be here. And with that being said, I'll open it up to questions.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. We'll start with John Reed, and then we'll go to Demetrius Harvey.
How you doing, Coach?
John, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. What has this week been? I mean, you're a veteran in the NFL as a coach, and obviously we in uncharted waters. But what has this whole week been like for you as a coordinator when you don't know what player is going to be here today, tomorrow, or the next day? I mean, what has that been like, and how have you treaded the water to get through this?
Well, really good question, John. I had a little bit of practice last year. We had 35 players in the span of a week when I was in Baltimore, get on the COVID reserve list, and they kept delaying the game. So our Thanksgiving night game versus Pittsburgh wasn't played till the next Wednesday at 5:00. And we didn't know who we were going to have, who was coming off the list. And we ended up having I believe we had one starter in the front seven. And the guys that played, we had our backup quarterback. The guys that played battled their tails off. We lost the game 19-14. It was at Pittsburgh, but it gave guys an opportunity, and it gave guys a chance to show who they were. And so I've been through it before. A lot of us have been through it before. Everybody's going through it. Every team in the NFL is going through it. When the ball's kicked off at 1:00, we'll have a team on the field ready to compete to the best of our ability to win the game.
What's your message to your players? I mean, are you basically telling them this is an opportunity for guys that may not have had an opportunity to get the amount of snaps they may get on Sunday? I mean, what is your message to a player?
Absolutely. We hit that message right there. Opportunity for someone to showcase why they belong, why they weren't a starter, now why they belong as a starter. It's a great opportunity. Guys in the practice squad being elevated, guys that we're bringing in that maybe were on the street, opportunity to showcase why they shouldn't be on the street. I know this. It's a great opportunity for us as an organization to go up there and fight our tails off to get a victory.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, John. We'll go to Demetrius Harvey.
Hey, Coach, you sort of touched on it, but how difficult has this week been sort of for you guys as coaches, having a game plan without exactly knowing who is even up in terms of personnel for game day?
Well, that's again, Demetrius, good question. You got to keep it simple and do the things that our players can do well, and again, you're trying to navigate who's going to be up, who's going to be on the, not only the active roster, but who's going to be up on game day. So yeah, it takes some creative, you may be thinking, but I mean, obviously we're going to line up, do things we do well, and no matter who's in the starting lineup.
Now, Andrew Wingard was just placed on the COVID list as well. So that means Andre Cisco, Daniel Thomas are probably going to be playing a lot more, I would imagine. Just what have you seen from those two? I know they've been playing a lot more the past couple of weeks.
Well, I tell you, they both had to play a lot of reps in the San Francisco game when Ray was ejected, and then obviously last week they played a lot of reps. And I think both of those guys are doing well. They're playing faster. They're doing a good job. So I'm excited to see those two. They got to communicate. That's one big thing that Dewey did for us. But I'm excited to see those guys roll, and looking forward to it.
And then just moving on to the Patriots, what have you seen from Mac Jones and that offense and what they've been able to do?
Well, I tell you, they've done a great job. One, they're a balanced attack. They want to run the football, and the play action with Mac has been great for them. So that's something they've done for years. And, he's doing a really good job. Mac is, and they get the pieces. Their offensive line does a really good job in the run game in terms of, knocking people off the ball and the double team. So we got our hands full. They do a great job, not only running the football, but also with the play action.
Thanks, Demetrius. And we'll wrap up with Ashlyn Sullivan.
Hey, Coach, I know you're trying to figure out who's playing right now on Sunday, but what did you see from Shaq Quarterman, and how long did he have to know that he was starting last week?
Well, I tell you, Ashlyn, he did a great job. He made some really good plays. The one there where he saved the touchdown. He's a physical guy, and he's right here from not too far from our stadium. But love his intensity, and he'll be playing a lot again this week. But he's physical, and he plays 100 miles an hour all the time, and love his attitude. And he made a great play down on the goal line.
Great. Thank you, Ashlyn. And we actually do have one more. We'll finish up with Gene Fournette.
Hey, Joe, I'm just wondering from what you've seen on tape of the Patriots offense, what did the Bills and the Colts do the last 2 weeks to really stymie that offense in ways that their previous 7 opponents were not able to?
Well, I think the big thing, Gene, when you look at it, they got the lead. So the Bills are up 17-7. So they only, when the win game in Buffalo, they only threw it 3 times. They ran the ball for 200 and some odd yards. Well, things change when you're down in the Colts game, and you're down, I think it was 20-0 at one point. And then you're down, 17-7 at the half. So I just think they get out of their rhythm that they like to do. And that was the thing, that when they're behind the chains like that, they did fight to get back in it. It just changes your offensive calling, I believe.
Thanks.
Thank you, Gene. And we're all good, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Okay. Appreciate everybody, and everyone stay safe, and Happy New Year.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach. We can get started right with questions. We'll go to Demetrius Harvey.
Hey, Coach, we just asked Joe all about this, but just how difficult has this week been dealing with COVID? I know you guys have about 27 guys that are on the list, and just how is it hard to just form a team, basically?
Well, it's a unique challenge, right? And one that we've all been exposed to a little bit the last, year or so. But I would say for me, this has been a little bit unprecedented with the amount of guys, the uncertainty of how things are playing out in terms of, the 5-day rule that's now been passed, but there's still, if guys have symptoms, all that stuff. But I will say this, Bev's done a great job. He's adapted the way we're kind of doing some things with practice, and the meetings, I think, have been as good as they can be with us being virtual and trying to keep our guys into it and asking questions, making it very interactive. But it's a unique challenge. But the league itself, other people have to deal with it. And we're not any different than anybody else. And I think we're doing a good job of it. But it's going to continue through the next couple of days as we lead up to game time.
4 guys that are on the list or something around there, and then Will Richardson just went on IR. How much of a challenge is that going to be, just figuring where to put guys at? I mean, there's probably players who haven't even played this season that are going to be playing on Sunday.
Yeah, there could be. I mean, we got guys flying in every day, and we're prepared for different options. I think the biggest thing is it's a puzzle, right? Right now we're trying to piece together the puzzle, but whoever goes out there and plays, what we expect is that they play well. We have to get them prepared. They're working hard trying to get prepared to guys that are new and getting caught up. And again, you don't feel bad because other teams are having to deal with it. You see the Saints the other night, they're having to deal with it. Other teams have had to deal with it over the last couple of years. And we just got to do our part to get our guys ready to play. This group of players they've given us everything that we've asked all year through all the distractions and things like that. And they go out there each and every week and lay it on the line. And whoever we put out there, I have no question that they'll go out there and compete to the best of their ability.
Thanks, Demetrius. We'll go to John Reed and then Gene Fournette.
How you doing, Coach? I just kind of wanted to get from your perspective as a coach, like what's some of the things that you've had to adjust to this week? We asked Cullen this similar question, but do you simplify things, or how do you go to the process of just adjusting as a coach to have when you you literally having guys you haven't even seen, and you coaching them
right
in a matter of days. So what's your adjustment?
Well, what we're truly doing is, we've got the depth chart up on the board. We're just kind of trying to look at different options of, okay, hey, this would be the A lineup, this would be the B lineup in terms of pieces having to fit together. But it's an ongoing process. There's guys that pop up, potentially each day. And so you have to be ready to adjust. To say we simplify things, that depends on the guys. How many new guys have to play, how many guys we potentially get back. We're certainly prepared to be simple. We're certainly prepared to do the things that we think give us the best chance to win, but it has been a unique challenge, and it's probably the most unique just with the new players coming in. Tight ends, running backs, just trying to get them up to speed. You look at, this league is all about your ability to convert on third down and, pass protection and things like that. So I would say it's a little bit uncharted territory for all of us with the specific numbers that we have. But again, there's no doubt we're going to play this football game. There's no doubt that our guys will be prepared to play, and we have to put them in the best position to have a chance to succeed.
And just a quick follow-up. I guess is this when you have the guys that you have right now, you have to have the leaders to emerge. A guy like Trevor Lawrence really have to be vital in a week like this. And has he done that?
He's been amazing. On Tuesday, I think he got the skill guys together on a Zoom and went back over the Jets game and started talking a little bit about New England. And again, and he's not the only one. We need all the leaders to step up. I think they're doing that. Again, it's a great challenge going to play a really, really good football team, very well coached, some really good players, a little bit, again, with a lot of moving parts. But again, we're going to go play this football game with the expectation we're going to play well and find a way to win the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, John. We'll go to Gene Fournette and then John Shipley.
Hey, Brian. Happy New Year to you.
Hey, Gene.
Going back to the final 30 seconds in the Jets game, when Marvin caught the pass and obviously kept the clock running because it wasn't a touchdown, were you able to communicate in the headset to say? Did you say anything like "clock it," or if you did, were you concerned that if you didn't clock it, there might be some sort of pre-snap penalty or whatever, or did you not think you could get 2 plays off if, let's say, you had an incomplete pass on the first one?
Yeah, Gene, great drive. I think you look at that drive and you see what, you see Trevor coming of age. You see some of the things that he did were amazing. Disappointed we didn't finish it very well. So the play goes to Marvin, and literally it's a kind of a bang bang play. It looks like Mosley almost intercepts it. Then the ball's in Marvin's hand, and he catches it. Is he in or is he not? There's a couple different ways to handle that situation. And in my mind, again, the one way to go fast and get both plays run, that term didn't come to my mind, So again, I own that. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make sure we got the clock stopped in that situation. So I did, in fact, tell him to kill it because I wanted to run our kind of gotta have it or our best play on 4th down. So and then, of course, when we broke the huddle, we didn't get things communicated very, very well. And then, of course, the penalty happened. So it starts with me. I need to be better, but we should be able to get that play run on 4th down. It was kind of a gotta have it play that we had worked and liked, and we didn't do that. And unfortunately, a lot to learn from. And again, I think we're better equipped to handle that if it comes up this week or next.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gene. We'll go to John Shipley, and then we'll close with Ashton Sullivan.
Brian, just what is really your message and your coaching points to Trevor when there are plays like the turnover, when it seems like, it's just him trying to, maybe make something out of nothing? Is that something you just have to coach out of a young quarterback?
I wouldn't say so, John. I think, we certainly preach it's all about the ball. I mean, you can't play quarterback in this league and turn the football over. Trevor, the last couple of weeks, has gotten a little bit loose with the ball. When you watch him, when he moves, he's got big hands, but the ball does get below his belt line. He knows that. We've kind of cut out some clips and shown him those clips of the ball being a little bit low. But, for example, the one that comes out, kind of backed up in our own territory, like that can't happen. And he knows that. So again, just some drill work that we did even yesterday, just to really, drive home the fact that when you're moving, you still have to keep the ball in 2 hands. As you're sliding in the pocket, you got to protect it. When you're corralled, which he was, I mean, he didn't really have anywhere to go on the fumble that he had. You got to make sure that if one thing happens, you end up with the football in that situation. He understands that. But again, it's our job as coaches to drill through those things and make sure that we're putting him in the best position to do that. Again, it's what this game comes down to. It's all about the ball. He's got to take care of it. I thought he's really made a lot of really good decisions. He's been taking care of the football much better in the passing game, but some of the pocket movement stuff. And we literally told him, we said, the defensive coaches, Bill Belichick is showing that to the Patriot defenders. They're seeing that the ball's low. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to try to attack your wrist and elbow and get the ball popped out in those situations. So he has to take great pride in that, which he does.
I'm glad you mentioned in terms of making good decisions in the passing game. It seems like most of the turnovers, there's stuff like the fumbles and not really him putting the ball in harm's way because of a bad decision. So is that at least encouraging for you to see him progress in that area as the season's gone on?
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, I made reference to this. I think he's been really seeing the field really well. I mean, he threw the ball well down the field last week. He's making good decisions when the defense is kind of getting out of there. He's taking the underneath throws. He's showing some maturity, and I thought it was very evident in the 2-minute drive late in the game where he got us down in a position to go win the game. So he's learning so much. He's maturing, and again, I have no question he's going to be a great player in this league.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, John, and we'll finish with a few questions from Ashton Sullivan.
Hey, Coach, I think if I counted correctly, there are now 4 offensive linemen on the active roster that can play on Sunday. If things get a little sticky, is there any thought to sit Trevor Lawrence, or are the reps right now crucial for him?
I think everything is just so up in the air. Right now, we're going into this game plan. Trevor Lawrence is going to be our starter. Why? Because we think Trevor gives us the best chance to win. Again, as the week goes, as things pop up, certainly, Bev will be communicating to myself and the entire staff about decisions. But right now, we're just trying to piece together the puzzle, and we're going to find the best 11 to put out there. And again, like I said earlier, Ashlyn, I mean, we expect whoever those 11 are, that they're going to go out there. We're going to have them prepared, and they're going to give us everything they got to go beat a really good football team in their home stadium.
And finally, with the passing of John Madden, I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. I'd met him a few times with my father. Just what an amazing and big personality that he had. Really just enjoyed sitting around and talking to him. And listen to my dad and him just tell stories of the good old days, as they referred to it. I just send out my blessings and prayers to he and his family. And having gone through it, it's hard, but in these situations like this, I think it's great to remember what an impact he had, not just on the game of football, but really on a country, on professional sports. Again, what a big personality that I had the pleasure of getting to spend a little bit of time with over the years.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank
Okay,
you,
thanks,
Ashlyn.
guys.
Thank you, Coach.